Finally, as a veteran actor who mesmerized audience with comic and hilarious performances during his lifetime, it is not surprising that tribute continues to pour in for Babatunde Omidina, popularly called Baba Suwe, from many Nigerians. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar joined millions of Nigerians who paid tribute to the veteran Nigerian comic actor following his death on Tuesday at the age of 63. Atiku, who lamented the loss of Baba Suwe on Twitter, thanked him for bringing happiness and joy to many Nigerians. Baba Suwe.
Let me commiserate with the family of Baba Suwe. Baba Suwe, to me, was one of the best comic that we had. And I believe that government killed him. Government killed him in the sense that when he was arrested for suspecting to have carried hard drugs, believed to be cocaine, he spent a lot of time with NDLA, and they were trying for him to excrete what they believe was drugs that was inside him. Eventually, that did not happen, and he was released. He has not been himself since then. He went to court to go and fight for his right, and the court in his wisdom awarded him a cost of 25 million naira. The government never paid.
They appealed that judgment.
Yes. Yes, they appealed, but they never paid because it lost. I think it's the Supreme Court now. But the problem, his problem started that time, and it's so unfortunate that a top government agency will contribute to the ill health of somebody who contributed significantly to the entertainment industry.
Do you think while the process of excreting those things that's
because it was in detention for a while, the trauma of it all, everybody was the psychological trauma. Because since that time, he had not really been himself.
Yes.
He was
he never recovered.
Yes, he never recovered. For he was sick for some time. 2 years ago, people had to contribute money. A lot of people, the governor, Yadura, and a lot of people contributed money for him to be put abroad for treatment. He came back, but he never really recovered from that trauma.
He didn't.
Yes, he didn't really. So to some extent, they contributed to what happened to him.
Julie?
I agree absolutely with Mayor. NDLA killed this man. The conduct of NDLA was irresponsible.
Yes, absolutely.
And unfortunately, Baba Suwe believed in the Nigerian judiciary.
Yes.
And got his lawyer, Bamidele Aturu,
yes,
to seek redress in court. The court awarded 25 because they kept him in detention for 9 days.
Yeah.
Now, by our law, he did not commit capital offense. He did not kill anyone.
Yeah.
You had no right to keep him for that long illegally. Now, after keeping him in detention illegally for 9 days, administering laxatives so that he could expel what the so-called scanner saw in him, and he did not excrete anything because he clearly was not, he did not ingest drugs. Maybe maybe somebody just say one so-called whistleblower just told this person is carrying drugs, and they believe that whistleblower so much that they now kept him. They say after a while, at least he would excrete. They made him to eat, because the more you eat, the more your bowel becomes full. When your bowel is full, you must expel some of what you have eaten. Baba Suwe never expelled illicit drugs. After 9 days, they now went to a federal high court to get the federal high court to give them permission to detain him for a further 15 days. A man that you could not get him to excrete drugs for 9 days, that was not enough for you. You still went to court and got the court to give you the permission to detain him for 15 days. Now, after all of that, Baba Suwe felt he was ill-treated and went to court. Went to court, got that judgment. They started making noise. NDLA started making, what is the budget of NDLA? We don't have that money. They were trying to curry the sympathy of Nigerians that they will not be able to pay that debt. Invariably, they appealed. And when they appealed, Justice Rita Pemo now said in her judgment that 25 million was too much. That 9 days was not too. That we spent just 9 days. No law says that that you can keep someone for long before that person is entitled to damages.
Yes.
During the Second Republic, Gani Fawemi took the police to court for detaining Delegiwa, and it wasn't a long detention. The court mandated the police to apologize publicly to Delegiwa. So where was that judge when that happened? I assume that judge was not too young at that time. The judge, by saying that 9 days was not too long, do you know that she vacated the entire order? She didn't even go to the point of saying, okay, I reduce this damages to so amount. She vacated it completely, which means that Babatunde Omidina Baba Suwe never got justice.
Yes.
He never got justice. If you have said no, this money, because the length of time in detention can lead to the amount, the quantum of damages that you get. But by not even awarding anything to him, it was extremely unfair, extremely unkind. And none of the lawyers that have spoken to were not convinced that the judge did the right thing.
Okay, I have joining us is Mr. Tunji Bamishigbe. Is a movie producer and is also a lawyer.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Ayo.
Yes, I remember Uncle Kwame. Yes. What do you make of the death of Mr. Babatunde Omidina?
Well, it's quite unfortunate. It's late now, and it's quite painful because for somebody I was close to, and at the point he acted in my film, and there was opportunity for me then to advise him on how it was or how he was going about his trade. Then he was hiring. Aside acting has become so popular, so he bought some equipment that was hiring to his colleagues. And I spoke to him that day. I looked at the equipment. I told him that why was he using domestic equipment? He should, as a professional, to go and buy equipment. He listened to me that day. I engaged him. Afterwards, he acquired this equipment. I always come to me to ask for advice. He acted in my film, like I said. It's quite unfortunate the way the law went about Baba Suwe's case. He was giving judgment. As you are giving judgment, and that's what is common these days. The moment you sue police and then there was an award for you, it is pretty difficult. Of course, even their own money, that their own budget is always stolen among themselves. So even getting your money is always a problem. He was getting to a point that his act is being challenged. You understand? Because with time your act can only last for a period of time, except you go to renew. He got to a point where I was trying to discuss with him how he could, change direction in a way, rearrange his act, getting some other things. But he will never do that thing. But again, there are so many other things that accumulated because some of his close colleagues, the senior ones in the industry, I always engage them. But I'm quite close to a lot of them, Jide Kosoko and the rest. Some of them who are their bosses, like Jide Kosoko, Adeba Salami, they've been their bosses as well. They always have that respect for them. I think it got to a point for him, and usually, permitting I'm assigning so much to God. It got to a point for you that where you are, go check it, go and look at the record of a lot of the actors. You got to a point that they are very popular, they were getting this done rightly, and then you just get to a point, these are not really happening. But of course, it just happened that it was shortly after that is NDLA crisis and the power procedure and all of that affected, and the death of his wife too has been a challenge on his life, because the wife was not just a wife that gave me a child, but also a part of him in the business. But the combination of two of them really achieved much for them. So those are the things that pile up, and human being, the way these days there's a lot of challenge out there. Apart from our economic crisis and all of that, if one does not manage himself very well, by the time you know it, your simple things to discuss. I saw a picture of Uncle Olu about 2 weeks ago, posted by his wife.
Uncle Olu Jacobs,
yes. I was amazed, but within myself, I started thinking of what I know. That was very close to him too. Thinking certain things, and I identify certain things in our life that I felt that most of the artists, I have to talk to them at the point. There are things we have to check, because our job requires use of brain and your physique. When you are tired physically, you have headache, you can feel it, you can apply drugs. But when you are tired mentally, you will not know. Because the way we go about that business, imagine a man at a certain age, there's something that at a point, the measure or a tendency to forget will come in at a certain age for you. You need not to be sick. By the time you are 60, you tend to forget it. But here we are doing business that require you to remember anything. When you are giving perhaps a script whereby your pitch you are going to render is almost about 20, 30 pages. You have to stock it in your brain and release it. So, of course,
okay, Mr. Bamishigbe, you are a lawyer. You are a lawyer, and generally, when you look at that case, because a lot of people will say that because of the demise of his lawyer, that's Aturu, that the Aturu we know would have proceeded to the Supreme Court. That was he fairly treated in this case?
I didn't know what really happened, why it didn't really move it up, why did not get, but there are some other human rights lawyers that probably would have kept him. Obviously, Aturu did that case for him without actually collecting anything. But again, when Aturu died, there was a challenge. I really didn't know what happened. I probably maybe would have gone into that, but it was just that a lot of us didn't want to accept because the judgment would have stayed and the government would have responded. But now the man is died. It's unfortunate. And whoever those who are behind that.
We'd like to thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Vice Tunji Bamishigbe. Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you for your intervention.
Science is very clear. Science is very clear. If you inject hard drugs, you understand, and you are kept for 9 days, given laxatives and food, you will accept it. It cannot disappear.
Yeah, it's not,
That's nothing like that.
Yeah.
If it can disappear, those who carry drugs don't need to go to the airport. You understand what I'm saying? They will sit where they are and talk to that drug, and the drugs will go to wherever they want the drugs to go. So they
won't need to even eat it.
They won't even need to ingest it. So that one doesn't work. That one doesn't work. Apparently, for whatever reason,
there's this fixation.
I believe that somebody must have told the NDLA that, this person, don't forget that one popular actress was arrested for drugs at the airport, and she served, she was given 1 year and then fine in lieu. You understand? We don't need to mention her name because she has but a very popular actress was arrested for drugs. So the fixation at that time was that a lot of people within Nollywood, especially the Yoruba genre, are involved in drug trafficking. So somebody could have mentioned to the officers to say, I suspect that this guy is there. So they believe that, they believe the source, the information that they got.
But they were claiming that their scanner saw something.
Yes.
What kind of scanner?
They kept insisting.
What kind of scanner were they using? That saw something, and then
not only that, they even posted his picture, one of the picture where he was.
No, it's people that generated that one.
That one, okay.
Not them. Where he was sitting on the pole. No, it's people. The truth is, you have no right to dehumanize anyone. It's against his right. It's against the law to dehumanize a man the way he was treated. And it was after 9 days that it occurred to them that they needed to go to the Federal High Court to get an order to detain for another 15 days. Before detaining him for 9 days, for that long, you know what the law says. He did not commit murder. You should have asked for permission to keep him for so long. Remember Showore now? They went to court and got the court to allow them to keep him for a length of time. And then when they wanted another 90 days, the judge said, no. So this is the thing. The law is clear. And then after you lied against a man, you made him excrete. He did not excrete the thing. You still went again. He never recovered. They should tell me whether he recovered. He never recovered. The denouement, the decline that of this man happened after that incident. All this story that he needed to have been flexible to change his style. There are people that will no longer even see do plays now. Are they dead? They're not dead.
I agree that. You see, in this industry, if you have a particular style, you understand. Mr. Latin and some people about came later. You understand, and there were some comics that were different from his own. But that does not need to affect his health.
No. That is not. It has nothing to do with his health.
Yes, even if it was not. If he was not very, because this is the man that had a house. He had a house in Korodu and had some shop.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution. And the Mesrams.
So I hope this is the last time that a Nigerian will be treated in this irresponsible manner.
Yeah.
Like,
They caused his death. They caused his career to nosedive. That is clear to anyone who is sensible enough. I hope this is the last time that a Nigerian who is covered with dignity by the law will be treated in the manner
BKO, we have to go.
he was treated.
Okay, I hope you can feel it. BKO is back. So BKO is back. BKO, welcome
Innocent
back.
man, you claim that he had drugs. Yeah, you have no evidence.
And that's our offering today.